Good morning. My name is Angela Belsham and I am the corporate officer for the SLRD. I am calling this December 3rd, 2025 Electoral Area Directors Committee meeting to order. We would like to recognize that this meeting is being held on the traditional territory of the Lillooet Nation. The first order of business is election of the office of chair and vice chair as required each year. I would like to thank Director Rainbow and Director Birch-Jones for holding the positions of chair and vice chair over the past year. Before I call for nominations, I would like to outline the process we will follow. Starting with the position of chair, I will call for nominations from directors. Only one nominator is required and no seconders. The nominee must consent to the nomination. If there is only one candidate nominated, that candidate will be declared by acclamation. If there is more than one candidate nominated, an election will be conducted. Election ballots will be counted. The number of votes will then be shared with the candidate. With the majority of votes will be declared chair. With that, I would like to call for nominations for the office of chair for the Electoral Area Directors Committee for the remainder of this year and the year of 2026. Calling a first time for nominations of chair.
I'll nominate Vivian Birch-Jones.
Thank you. I consent.
Okay. Calling a second time for nominations of the chair. Calling a third and final time for nominations of chair. Okay, seeing no further nominations, I will declare the nominations closed. And as only one nomination has been received, Director Birch-Jones is acclaimed to the office of chair of the Electoral Area Directors Committee for the remainder of this year and for 2026. I will now turn the meeting over to.
Congratulations.
And yeah, we look forward to Tony coming back. We're glad that you're here as his alternate here. So I will call then for election for the committee vice chair. And just like Ms. Belsham did, I'll call 3 times. So calling for nominations for our EAD committee vice chair.
I'll nominate Sal Lemaire.
I'm gonna have to refuse. I'll nominate Russell Mack.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
all right, Director Mack consents. I'll call for nominations a second time, although there's no other options. I don't think because an alternate can't step in. Call for a third time and declare Director Mack the vice chair. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Should I move up to the front? Does it matter? Okay.
So
No, you're too busy.
No, thank you, Sal. We can proceed with that. Once I have my coffee, we can proceed. And the next item on the agenda would be the approval of the agenda. Motion for that, so moved by Director Mack, seconded by Director Demare. Anyone opposed? Motion carried. And our closed meeting, we do not have a closed meeting, so we don't have a rise and report. And the consent agenda, which is just the minutes from our last meeting. Motion
So moved,
approved.
yep.
Thank you, Director Demare. Seconded by Director Mack. No one opposed, motion carried. Is there any business arising from the minutes? I don't have any. Anyone else? Nope, seeing none. We'll move on to staff reports and other business and to CAO Paul for a verbal update. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Heather Paul, CAO of the SLRD. I have nothing to report today. Thank you.
Item 7.2, information report, December 2025, select funds reports, welcome Mr. Hodgson.
Good morning.
We're on page 9.
kind of hard to believe we're at the last EAD meeting of the year. So I'll maybe just a quick reminder that if there's anything on this report that is no longer required, if you can just send me an email and I can tidy that up before year end. Otherwise, I'm happy to answer any questions about anything on the report.
Okay, let's just, everyone have a look at the general select. Any questions or comments on that? The balance is $14,192.02. Alrighty,
Look good,
okay, area A,
everything's good. Perfect.
and same. Area B, I don't have any comments or questions. And area D? So Sean?
Yeah, no
Okay.
comments or questions.
Okay,
Chair.
yes,
I would like to, and I don't know if this is the right time. I would like to make a motion to provide more money to the 3 food banks in Area C. And I'm not sure how Lillooet and Nequatqua, if they actually have a food bank, or I know they have a hamper fund assistance, all that kind of stuff. Just with watching the news the last quite a while, people are having a real struggle out there. Food banks are having a real struggle. I know we've put money forward already, but I've got money available, and this money belongs to those folks out there. So what I would like to do is I would like to put an extra $2,000 to the Pemberton Food Bank, the Lillooet, if it's called the food bank, or their hamper fund, and the same with Nequatqua, 2,000 to their either food bank or hamper fund.
okay.
Okay.
So a motion from area C select funds for $2,000 to go towards the Pemberton Food Bank.
Yeah,
As well as $2,000 to go towards the Lillooet hamper. Yes, yeah.
Thank you, just for some clarity, we can confirm about the Lillooet
Proper name.
and Nequatqua, and if you put in a motion, just we can ensure that that's covered. One question is the Sea to Sky Community Services Food Bank has in the past been funded, so that is also an area.
yeah, I understand all that, but I just want to put the extra money to make sure that they have the money to help supply their food bank, so that they don't run short as they all are, right?
So the best wording then is just to say the Lillooet Food Bank. Would that be better, Ms. Belsham, so we can get the proper name for the check?
In the
after?
resolution, we will ensure that it has the proper name, but we will mention that funding of $6,000 be granted to the food banks from Area C select funds. And we will identify $2,000 for the Pemberton food bank, and then Lillooet hamper program,
And
Nequatqua hamper
Yeah.
program, and we'll make sure that we've got the titles for those and work closely with finance to
All right.
ensure that the money is allocated.
Yeah, that works for me.
so I'll move that.
Okay,
I'll second it.
and Director Lemire will second it. Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Along those lines, I think area B can also afford to give some more to, and this will just be the Lillooet Friendship Center, which also helps out in area A, which is great. I'd just like to put another $2,000 from the area B select funds towards the Lillooet Friendship Center Food Bank, so I'll move that. And I need a seconder. Director Lemire, good. Anyone opposed? Then that one's carried as well. Thank you. Are there any other motions to be made on select funds? then we need a motion to receive.
Yep.
So moved by Director Demare, seconded by Director Mack. No one opposed, motion carried. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Now 7.3, an information report on the amendment to permit 15648 in area A on septic trenches. Welcome to Water Butt.
Hi, I'm Omar Butt, Director of Environmental Services, and we have our utilities and maintenance tech online there, so I'll pass that to her.
Excellent. Thank you, Omar. Good morning and ahawela. My name is Kara Sockett. I'm a maintenance and utilities technician with Environmental Services. I am joining you today from the Bridge River Valley, the traditional and unceded territories of the St'át'imc people. Following improvements to the trench discharge system in 2023, staff made an application to the Ministry of Environment and Parks for a 10 cubic meter annual discharge increase. This past July, staff received an amended draft permit from MOEP that was updated to include an expiration date of July 30th, 2030. We have been informed that the province is phasing out the use of trench discharge systems, and our research indicates that closures have already begun in other regional districts. As the expiration date aligns with the expected life expectancy of the current trench system, based on the 2023 report from Sperling Hansen Associates, we have requested budget for 2026 to consult with a qualified professional to draft a decommissioning plan. Any questions?
Director Demare, area A director, please go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Sockett. Just curious, because in the report, it also looking for funds in the 2026 budget for a consultant to review. What are we going to be reviewing?
Alternatives?
Sorry, we've requested funds to have a qualified professional draft a decommissioning plan
Okay,
and to prepare for the closure of the septage trenches at the Goldbridge Transfer Station.
did the ministry give any suggestions on what could be done?
They did not provide any direction regarding any future planning.
I have thought about it and thinking about a septic tank and a field at that site, at the transfer station site. We know what the volume is that currently we're putting into the trenches. And, you know, my head went straight to that. Are we looking into the future or just he's gonna do the decommissioning and we're not looking into alternatives locally?
With your direction, we could, of course, look at some alternatives. We would need to consult with the Ministry of Environment. We'd have to assess feasibility, determine what aligns with bylaws, the operational considerations and maintenance, future maintenance of a system that would be, it would require more maintenance. We would essentially be hauling the liquids annually out of the area as well, or sorry, the solids out of the area as well. Planning for this would require significant staff time devoted to this particular area of concern. I defer to Director Butt.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we haven't gone further with that, but with the
Well,
direction.
I would suggest that in the funding that you're requesting, that there's also looking at what could be done so that we're not everybody's back and forth with septic truck,
So just to confirm,
wherever it goes.
from the consultant funding we're requesting, we could get a consultant to look at the feasibility of.
Okay. So, yeah, thank you. So you need a motion.
I'm sure you do.
I think it's better if I make a motion.
Yeah, I believe the motion, this one, need to clarify that it would be a recommendation to the board, or would the motion? Is the delegate already here or would it be, because I also think we've heard it and we can just, staff can receive it and put that in the budget and then the decision would be made during the budget process for review, if you're okay with that. Absolutely heard. I'm actually drafting the email, so it would be put into consideration now.
Yeah. I'm good with that. We definitely have to look, like, it just doesn't make any sense having a septic truck back and forth. We got land there that we probably use. And remember, what's going in there is basically already coming out of a septic tank. Right? So the amount of
Yes.
solids over there would.
Certainly, there are additional considerations when installing a septic system. I mean, we can certainly assess the feasibility of doing that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Socket. Nice to see you. And I need a motion to receive that report. Please moved by Director Knapp, seconded by Director Demare. Anyone in opposition? Nope, motion carried. Meeting calendar 7.4. Approving 2026 meeting calendar. And I saw there was a typo in the agenda in March, during which the meeting is going to be held on the second Monday. Hi. Good.
Thank you. Raylene Rehill, Legislative Coordinator. So yes, thank you, Chair. This report brings the proposed 2026 meeting dates for the committee's consideration. And the proposed calendar does bring 11 regular meetings, which is consistent with last year and is adjusted to accommodate for regional forums held in March and statutory holidays in November and December. And yes, indeed, the first motion should read that the March meeting to be held on the second Monday of the month. And staff are available for any further questions you might have.
Any questions? Everyone comfortable with leaving no EAD in August? I certainly am.
Just a question. So we are gonna have potentially a board meeting in August. Should we not have an EAD meeting in August? Because it was because of the,
Yeah.
well, the election coming up, but also the UPCM. So should we not also have an EAD meeting in August to bring up anything we need to bring up?
Please, yeah.
Would the thank you. Would the UBCM conversation happen at the board meeting? Or would it happen? That would be taken care of at the board meeting and all?
Well,
I'm not answering whether or not you should just clarity on that. But
yeah, well, I'll make a motion that we have an August EAD meeting as required.
Okay, and staff have indicated before, it's easier to schedule it and cancel it if we don't need it, I
Yeah.
suppose. I know I had a couple of requests last summer that had to wait quite a long time, but that was fine. There was an urgency.
Well, I think this year's a little different just because of the election and the UPCM and there could be a long gap there. Because then we wouldn't, we'd go from July to September, right?
Okay, is there a seconder for that motion? Right over there. I don't have a calendar in front of me,
Yeah.
but the date would
It
be.
would be August 12th, which is the second Wednesday.
August the 12th.
August the 12th, yeah.
So should we add that in as well? Okay, unless,
We'll actually just remove that, there will be no meeting held on August. So that'll all be worked out.
just delete that
Yeah.
bullet referring to August. And it still is an option to cancel that meeting if there's really no business, I suppose. Anyone opposed to the motion as moved? Being none, motion carried. Okay. Correspondence for action. the Gold Bridge Community Club 2025 Christmas Turkey Bingo and Bake Sale.
Yes. I just made a comment before that it is definitely one of the highlights of the year, believe it or not. We actually get some stallion from Shalat to come up
Nice.
and partake and sometimes win a turkey. It's fun. It's a really good get together and with the bake sale on top of it, it's pretty good. So I'll move that.
All right, and Paula DeJong is seconding it. Anyone opposed? Motion carried. $700 from electoral area A select funds towards the Christmas turkey bingo and bake sale at Gold Bridge. 8.2 is a request for funding from the District of Lillooet Rec Center outdoor LED powered electronic information sign. And they're requesting $1,950 from electoral area B select funds towards installing the new outdoor electronic information sign at Lillooet Rec Center, including all permits, materials, labor, and work safe BC coverage. And the quote was included with that request. I'd like to move that one. Area B, seconded by Director Knapp. Anyone opposed? Motion carried. Decision on late business. There's just one item, and
Is there any other additional late business?
is there any other additional late business? Thank you.
Can I ask, I think, we need to go into, I'd like to go into closed. Just to talk about, staffing, so that should be enclosed.
Staffing is a delegated authority of the EAD committee, so there wouldn't be an authority to discuss, the CAO wouldn't be able to discuss staffing and personnel issues at the EAD committee.
See, the issue I have with that is all the staff in this building are here for the use of the EAD directors, right? The municipal directors don't access our staff because they all have their own staff. So when there's issues going on with our staff, I really think it should be discussed at this table so we know what is going on with the staff that sort of represents us as elected area directors.
May I respond? I make that decision based on the bylaw and interpretation of the bylaw, but that is something that can be requested at the board level to delegate that authority to the EAD. At this point, this isn't my decision that we can't talk about it. It's a decision of the delegated authority that there's no delegated authority for me to discuss personnel.
So I'll be making that request at the next board meeting for sure, because this is crazy. Like I say, we as elected area directors, we don't know what's going on. We're not being kept up to date with what's going on. So anyways, I'll bring that up at the board meeting.
So we're not gonna go into close,
No,
all right? Is there any other late business? And that's noted, is that noted in the minutes that request would go forward to the board agenda? Director Knapp?
No, I would recommend it be brought up at the board level unless a motion is made here to recommend to the board. I would like to take a recess to
Sure.
see if we need to go to close even for
To
that.
talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a 5-minute recess then, please. So we're back and open to confirm that there isn't any other late business aside from the one item that I submitted. Nothing from anyone else? Okay. So, and just yesterday I submitted a request for reimbursement, on an appreciation fund from Select Area B. And this was just gift cards and some bills for lifeguards and board members and people that are helping out at the pool in Lillooet for $348.75. I'd like to move that promotive area B appreciation fund, that I be reimbursed for that.
I believe just receiving it
Yeah.
because you have,
Okay,
you don't need
it's not a
permission.
motion, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's
Okay,
just to receive.
just to receive that. Okay. And in that case, we're going to director's notice of motion. Seeing none. Request for someone to move adjournment. Thank you, Director Mack. Okay. And seconded by Director Jean. All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you.